I'm going to get to Kawhi in a second, but I do want to point out that conventional wisdom went out the door last night. Toronto Raptors down 2.5 seconds to go. And to take the ball in bounds, they chose Fred VanVleet. Conventional wisdom says always put a big guy on the ball. Taco Fall. Can't get any bigger than Taco Fall. Also, can't get a better name than Taco Fall. Right? Like, is there a better name on earth than Taco Fall? The center, Boston Celtics. And a great dude. You guys see he's learned how to swim in the bubble? It's pretty funny. And his cantor teach him how to swim? Hilarious. Also learn how to play golf. I can't imagine the golf clubs. But Taco Fall's on the ball. Ineffective. Why? Because conventional wisdom says put a big guy always on the basketball and never have a point guard take it in he can't see. Kyle Lowry could see. Delivered a pass on time in rhythm. Now, part of it was that they got confused, right? The Celtics were in the zone. They get confused. OG is wide open on the weak side. There's a perfect pass. But a good portion of it is, there's no fans behind there. You got a big guy on the basketball. He was completely ineffective on Fred VanVleet's ability to find him. Speaking of conventional wisdom now is, hey, the best players in the NBA are great three-point shooters. The mid-range is dead. You ever heard that? Mid-range is dead, doesn't fit analytical basketball. Until Kawhi Leonard came around. That's because we always use the stat, hey, if you shoot 50% from 2, all you have to shoot is 34% from 3, you're better off shooting 3s than 2s. You ever heard those numbers before? It's like, that's the simple math equation. Because if you make 50 out of 100, you have 100 points. If you make 34 out of 100, you have more than 100 points. Make sure I add that one up. I just got to make sure I do the 3, the carry the 1. That's 2, right? That's 102, right? So 34% is better than 50% of 2. A funny thing happened on the way to that math problem because conventional wisdom tells you always shoot 50%. The best players shoot 50% from 2. Kawhi Leonard is shooting 80% on mid-range shots between 12 to 14 feet in the bubble in the playoffs. 80%. Well, 80 out of 100 is 160 points. It's a completely different math. He's averaging over 30 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game, 50% field goal, and 36% from 3. And it's really hard to quantify the fact that he can guard all 5 positions. He's basically as good or a better version of Draymond Green at the defensive end. And then has his shot doesn't have any arc and still goes in kind of like Jordan used to. Like he's just an efficient sniper, serial killer type of attack player on the offensive end. Why is he better than Giannis? Because he can shoot. Why is he better than LeBron? Better mid-range shooter, better defender at this age, better rebounder at this age. Not the passer of LeBron, I will give you. Why is he better than Harden? It's called defense. And by the way, he's better. He's got more championship pelts, if you will, than anybody outside LeBron James. And he's on his way to catching LeBron James if they can beat him in the playoffs. Give me a player, and I will tell you why he's better than him. James Harden's defense. LeBron James, defense is half the game. James Harden, it's because of defense. Russell Westbrook, shooting, defense. What am I left with? Giannis, Jason Tatum. No, he's better than... Giannis is really, really good. Can't shoot. Can't shoot free throws. Can't shoot mid-range. And then I think the most impressive part is his improvement and development. It's one thing to say he's great. It's another thing to go like, this guy went from an ancillary piece in San Antonio with Parker and Ginobili and Tim Duncan to a star piece to a guy capable of carrying Toronto to a championship to now a guy capable of carrying the LA Clippers to a championship. His improvement from a guy who no Pac-12 school offered a scholarship to. His improvement from essentially a big guy growing up to now a wing, plays some point guard, brings the ball up the court. He's always had that competitive gene, that nastiness, and the ability to defend. And now you add in the skill of shot making. I'm not sitting here telling you that at Kevin Durant's peak, Kevin Durant wasn't as good or better. Or LeBron James' peak, he wasn't as good or better. But right now, there isn't a better player in the NBA. Not one than Kawhi Leonard. Paul George's been up. Paul George's been down. He's even keel. All right, they've had Pat Beverly in the lineup, out of the lineup. He's even keel. He guards, passes, he posts, he scores the mid-range. He's efficient. He's everything you want. Everything you want. Don't give me this, he only plays 65 regular season games. Like, you don't even begin to care. We didn't care how many games guys played until Greg Popovich started holding guys out. You didn't begin to care. You care because you're trying to make an argument for your guy, which is fine. My argument is, in one game or in one series, who would you rather have? And there isn't another answer. That doesn't mean that peak LeBron wasn't better, but we are not talking peak LeBron these days. And I used to think Kevin Durant, but he hadn't played in a year. He's hurt. And I don't know what at 31 years old you come back looking like from Achilles tendon. And that's not really, the argument is, who's the best player in the league right now? Not the MVP. You want to get to Giannis or LeBron? Fine. But who's the actual best player for one game or for one series? It's Kawhi Leonard.